Jonathan asked me to read some poems to put on this tape that he's making, and I didn't know what poems. I've written poems for a long time, but there's poems in here from a long ways back. But then I thought, well, why don't I read the poems that I wrote for the grandchildren when each one was born. And the first one was Jonathan Davy Hathaway, January 21, 1957. Come, look at the beautiful baby, our darling Jonathan Davy. A little pug nose and lips so sweet, long-fingered hands and slender long feet. 21 inches and a half, they said, from tip of his toes to top of his head. Eating and sleeping with never a tear, everyone loves this baby so dear. In his blanket of blue, a bundle of joy, in our hearts forever, is our baby boy. Heaven sent down this cherub to us, and we vow to help him to be honest and just. We'll show him the way of merciful love, and humbly to walk with the Father above. Who is this wonderful baby? Our darling Jonathan Davy. And then Winifred had another baby in 1959. Another baby, what do you know? A dear little baby to love and watch grow. This one is rosy and soft and full of fun. This one is everything rolled into one. Her hair is like down, soft, airy to touch, and oh, how we love her so very much. Her eyes are as blue as a drop of the sky, and her growth is as swift as a dove flying high. How Brother John loves her, and pats her soft cheek, and tiptoes about when she's going to sleep. God bless this dear baby, and help us, we pray, to point her path upward and onward each day. We ask our dear Father to write on his charts that Winnie Lee Hathaway has captured our hearts. In May 26, 1959, Deborah Maureen Dolliff. So eager to see this new bundle of joy, we stand on our tiptoes. A girl or a boy? A girl, and so darling. A girl, and so sweet. Our hearts full of love for this darling we greet. All quietness and softness unfolds the dear rose. We see she's a wonder from head to her toes. For each time that she smiles, we marvel anew how she sparkles all lovely like droplets of dew. And look, she has dimples, one in each cheek. And look how her eyes light up when we speak. Her eyes so dark blue, all sapphire bright, we notice her dark hair has shinings of light. Her softness so dainty reminds us so much of unfolding petals so lovely to touch. A bouquet of happiness, wonder, and love, all pink and white beauty sent here from above. Dear Father, our Father, as you water this rose and send down the sunshine for each flower that grows, we pray that this baby be blessed with your care and guide and protect her in life everywhere. Help us to lead this dear baby aright, point her path upward to thy holy light. In hearts of this, the roses, God's wonders are seen. In our hearts for always is Deborah Maureen. Linda Marie Dolliff was born February 1, 1963. Thousands of flakes falling earthward from heaven, piling in snowdrifts from night until morn, when out of the mist came a wonderful baby, and our dear little Linda Marie was born. We hastened to see her baby soft fingers. We peeked to count her long pinky toes, while prayers of thankfulness glowed all around her, and peace settled softly like dew on a rose. A fabric of love is sweet little Linda, with dimpled cheeks tinted with hues from the dawn. She borrowed a tune from the cherubs for sobbing, and enchantingly smiles like a dream's after-song. And here in this wonderful land of beginning, she feels a warm hand enclosing her own, as blue eyes meet blue eyes, and Deborah and Linda know from the start their love is full-blown. We thank thee, dear Father, for this little darling, this bundle of gentleness, warmth, and delight. We pray for thy guidance. We pray for thy blessings, that her life will grow wisely and safely and right. Heather Elaine Brown was our 5th grandchild. She was born March 21, 1965. Dear little baby with soft brown hair, smiling the while you're dreaming there. You are the song our hearts do sing. You are the joy of this first day of spring. Beautiful, delicate, heavenly blue eyes with a sky shine just made for you. Oh, what a joy, dear baby, you are, lovelier than ever we dreamed by far. Angels have left a soft touch to your hair, and roses have colored your cheeks pink and fair. When the music box tinkles its melody sweet, you're bouncing and gurgling and wriggling your feet. Oh, how we love you, little lassie so dear. We watch every notice you take of us here. We see you grow stronger and wiser each day. You are a joy as you smile in your cute little way. God bless you, dear cherub, so lovely and new. Many loved ones are praying for you. Bumper likes to rock you in the crook of his arm, and Mommy and Dad take you all round the farm. Waking and napping, you'll learn day by day how to have courage in the world's way. Grow in God's goodness, be gentle and glad, a joy to your Mommy, a joy to your Dad. We pray for God's blessings to strengthen your days, and for beauty and wisdom to counter your ways. Wherever you go, be honest and true, and God will shower blessings of heaven on you. Just a week later, Andrew Ronald Dolph was born. What a wonderful baby is Andy, jolly and plump and gay, never an unhappy bedtime, never a fussy day, soft in his fleecy blanket, napping or bouncing in glee, always the happiest cherub, always the dearest baby. With eyes like the blue of heaven and cheeks soft as angels' wing, beautiful words we utter, beautiful praise we sing. What a ready smile has Andy for Linda or Debbie or Dad, for Mommy as she keeps him comfy, for Mommy as she rocks the wee lad. Safe in the arms of his loved ones, he's peaceful and growing so fast. Blessings on you, little Andrew, blessings of goodness to last. May all of God's richest wisdom and courage and truth and the light be abundantly ever about you, abundantly yours for the right. We pray that the Father will bless you continually as of today, with wisdom ever your talent, with happiness ever your way. And the very last grandson child I had was born on September 9th, 1967, Matthew Wallace Brown. We became so wealthy suddenly at 2:08 this morn when Daddy came running up the stairs to say, Matthew was born. Heather has a brother, wonderful as he can be. Matthew Wallace, namely, a bundle of love is he. He holds Heather's fingers tightly, sensing her childlike love. A smile discloses a dimple, his touch as soft as a dove. His blue eyes follow his mother, his keen ear turns toward his dad. This little bundle from heaven makes all of us kinfolk so glad. His dear little hands are so gentle, he stretches so cute and so tall. None is dearer than Matthew, there's room in our hearts for them all. May loving and tender nurture help you grow wisely and free, as Mommy and Daddy obey God's will to let them come unto me. That's all of the grandchildren I have already. I have 8 great-grandchildren, and somebody says, why don't you write poems for them, too? wrote this when I retired, and I sent it to the girls at the State House in the 60s. And then I had to write a poem for the Grange, and so I just took this and made it over a little in 1981. The name of this is Pride in Maine. I'd like for you to know just what pride in this lovely state of Maine has meant, and so I'm sending souvenirs. Reach high, they're heaven sent. Now first you'll find attar of flowers, for many are in bloom. There are lily of the valley sweet, narcissus, lilacs too, daffodils, forget-me-nots, and periwinkle blue. Perhaps you'd like the pansies, dear. There's some for all of you. I'll wrap a zephyr of pine breeze with apple blossom pink. There's a nip of maple dew if you should want a drink. In this small pack you must stand back. It's fleecy, soft, and white. Out it tumbles, smiling, sailing on. Such clouds of pure delight. The dandelion, don't you see? Now a sky-born offering I have for you in a song from Jenny Wren, as peacefully she wobbles, love, a mother once again. There are plenteous views, vignettes too, keepsakes just as these. The kitties sunning in the yard, the busy honeybees, the dandelions upon the lawn in puffs of white have burst. I'll blow you some of my souvenirs lest the goldfinch gets them first. Our lawns are velour for summer salts. Would you be tempted there? Well, anyway, I'll send these dreams from out my rocking chair. You'll find so many pleasant scenes of lakes and mountains, plains and seas, and forests reaching for the sun, and cities teeming opportunities. More souvenirs, the pine boughs switch as I fling them off across the sky. Catch and feel that tingling pride in Maine, a joy to all who live here or pass by. I'm sorry I can't read as good as I did one time. Well, this is an interesting little one. Today, the taste of a lovely apple brought back memories of childhood and prompted me to respond by writing these few notes. As a child, how privileged I was to have the freedom to enjoy my grandparents' little farm on East Main Street in Yarmouth. Most everything they needed for food was raised and canned, preserved, dried, and stored for winter therein. Apple pie was a regular breakfast food, and Grandpa lived 93 years to prove that it did not hurt him any. He was Joseph Stephen Curate. Pork from pigs he raised, eggs from chickens which we later devoured for Thanksgiving or Christmas feasts, gardens of all Maine-grown vegetables, smoked fish which he had first brought in fresh from Casco Bay, lard pails full of blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, cherries in season. All these and many other delicacies were common larder, and we girls helped pick them from the woods and byways. It was here we saw pruning and splicing of the fruit trees, seedlings under glass in the spring, and the smokehouse at work, how we covered the cherry trees to keep the birds away from the fruit. We learned where to find spruce gum and how the mouth felt when we stuffed ourselves with choke cherries, how pansies could bloom all winter, and we saw the small harvest of peanuts grown in Maine. It was the apple taste that brought these memories back to me, and I recall the red astrakhan that ripened during the hot summer, and the knothead, which you may know as nodderhead, which they urged us to eat so they wouldn't spoil. And then there were Baldwins and Greenans, Northern Spy and Ben Davis and Macintosh, which were his winter supply and stored in wooden boxes near his ice chest in the sandy cellar floor. And I remember the smell of that little space, but it would be hard to describe. And there also was the russet, which my father jokingly called God's April Fool for an apple. They didn't have any orchard, but a tree here and a tree there, making up the edge of the woods and the lawn in the back field. The trees are all gone now, and so are grandmother and grandfather, but like Robert Frost's poem says, tugging at you always are the pleasant memories of them that was and ain't no more. You can't escape from these. The taste of the apple today took me back into the 20s with memories that bless. Well, you know what else? Guess you better shut that off. One time I tried to fill in for them at the schoolhouse in Pittston. They didn't have a teacher, and we didn't want the children going to school all summer. Well, I took it about 13 weeks, I think it was, and that was enough for me. And I wrote this stupid little poem about it. Now you take this job of teaching school. I tell you, it ain't no fun, especially when the boys is big and they keep you on the run. Now, the time I filled in for a substitute when the teacher quit the joint, well, I tell you, there want no time to, well, there's just a point. I want no trained teacher, you understand? But I went right in there green, but I didn't have no trouble with morning discipline. I really think those months was rushed when it come to learning, 'cause we didn't have no time for books, especially of winter's morning. Time we got the coats hung up to dry, put the mittens underneath the stove, said the flag salute, sung a song or two, filled the buckets, killed the flies which hung in droves. Why, 'twas time to get out for recess. And blast them critters small, when I'd ring that bell to come, they wouldn't be there at all. The boys would be off in the woods digging pirates' caves, and the girls would be off in the lee picking bouquets or making snowmen. And times I'd get all corralled again. 'Twas time for drawing class, and then the story hour would come, the afternoon would pass. We had to cut the wood and sweep the floor and run around swatting flies. And when we went to fill the stove, the smoke poured into our eyes. We had a pail to dip the water from the well way up the road, and once when the boys brought it back, we fished out a great big tod. And sometimes the kids forgot the lid, and when we'd go to take a drink, we'd find a fly swimming around or froze up in the skating rink. And then there was the time that the twins, little French boys, 6th grade kids, couldn't read and write. And when you keep them after school, their old lady'd show up for a fight. Well, I remember the Christmas tree we had, and parents was visiting there. And when we called in Santa Claus, some kid had tied his hair to the button on the woodshed door. Well, of course, that spoiled the joy for the little kids, who then found out that Santa Claus was the biggest boy. Well, we always had to clean the paint before the teachers' meeting, and I'd get there early and build a fire and get the stove heated. And once I was bent over in my slacks getting the ashes to settle, when big Tom Brute came rushing in and tipped me off my kettle. The hot ashes I was digging went up like an Egyptian zombie, and when the settlings was done, I looked like an ancient mummy. I got up quick as punch and grabbed for Tom by the arm, but he was a half-mile down the road, beyond the nearest farm. Well, he was better off out in the sun, and we was glad for the vacancy. Now, if more teachers kept control like I did, see how happy the kids would be? I tell you, this job of teaching school is a regular hide-and-seek. Why, once those jackanapes hid every day in the week. And one day they sneaked off up in the attic, and when the afternoon was wore, one of them broke through the ceiling and landed on the floor. I told them to get home for the afternoon. I thought after hiding so long away, they deserved a chance to get outdoors and have a chance to play. I can't see why some teachers sit and get flustered to high heaven because a kid can't tell that 5 and 3 makes 7. And why some teachers have breakdowns because Johnny gets all feelings. Why, he's like me and give all A's. I give him all A's. It saves the kids a lot of wailings. Sometimes I found the block was too hard for kids who was just learning, And so I found a better use for the books. They gave us heat while they was burning. Yeah, I burned them up. The reason why I quit the profession, well, I was cussing the superintendent. The superintendent said the kids' IQs was very far above the one I had. And I tried to get me a better IQ. I even writ to Sears Roebuck, but all the orders come back on film. So I was out of luck. And I should think if they want teachers, they'd get IQs enough so that when a person needed one, they'd hand them some of the stuff. So that's why I'm working for the state now in a capacity as clerk. Here they don't care if you've got IQs or not. All they want is work. That's a little bit of foolishness. Told at the end of each rainbow I could find a pot of gold. So I always hustled out of doors right after every shower to try and find that pot of gold beneath every dripping bower. And then once I ran across the field and waded through the streams and saw a whole day. I was a whole day coming home in memory now, it seems, while chasing there the rainbow's trail, the masters, painters, dyes, faded into the fluttering host of golden butterflies. Even in the indigo beyond the midnight stars, there was that sparkling gold on Venus and on Mars. I did not know how much that I had gathered at every taking, but now I know that wealth is free at every waking. I don't think I could. This is one of the ones I like the best. Of all the colors I came to learn when I was a little girl, nothing gave me more delight than the softness of pink pearl. The sky's blue pink I cherished much in summer's sunset glow. The old rose lining of the storm before the wind would blow. The yellow silk tulips wore in mother's garden fair. How I loved that yellow silk she sewed for me to wear. But oh, pink pearl, no lovelier hue in God's good spectral light. I see it in the seashell's glow, the warmth of spring's twilight. I remember the necklace I had new one glorious Easter day. Pink pearl it was, exquisite, strung so light and gay. Continuous in my memories are dahlias tall and so huge. My favorite ones I remember a pink pearl rouge. I recall a story Mother read in days long gone past about Macmillan's voyage in a land so cold and vast, of men who went untrodden ways where northern lights transpire, who told of snowy crust aglow, all patched with pink pearl fire. Exquisite altars God did build of virgin elements that drew strong men down to their knees in awesome recompense. Pink pearl, the offspring of old rose, both shaded and caressed, with beauty, peace, and restfulness, which God's own hands have blessed. Oh, little did I know how manifold the memories be, as iridescent seashells pink in sunset sparkly sea, and all the many things God and man have made pink pearl, intermingled things with thoughts, since I was a little girl. My voice is going, I think I'm going to quit.